Now, the Americans are back on the moon, maybe just about, for the first time since the Apollo era. Texan company Intuitive Machines will become the first company to achieve this giant step for private commerce, you might say. We should at some point be able to see some pictures of the lunar surface. It was meant to land on a 5-kilometre high mountain on the moon called Malapert. This could be a precursor to renewed efforts to land man back on the moon, or even space or moon tourism. Joining us now is Dr. Simon Feast from the Interplanetary Society. We actually haven't had confirmation just yet that they've got there. We think it's going to happen at any moment. What would it mean to see not just kind of the Americans back on the moon, but also a commercial entity having driven that? Is it any different from a government entity?
Absolutely, yeah, and it's tremendously exciting. We have this fantastic opportunity. We're going back to the moon. I think that's going to create a lot of inspiration for the general public, for all industries involved, and it's really paving the way to show a new way in which we can explore space.
A new way?
Yeah, so I think traditionally, space has been very challenging through, it's a new activity, really. I mean, we've been doing it for decades, but really to do it more sustainably and cost effectively, I think we need to encourage, the commercial sector to pick up the space operations. So this is really encouraging that. Yeah.
Okay, and so for you, this is a precursor to tourism, basically. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah, I think there are a number of avenues which I think we can go with space, and space tourism.
I'm just going to interrupt. We do have the pictures now of the control room.
Oh, fantastic!
Though not the actual moon. There's a control room. We think they're very, very close to touchdown. 12 minutes, so you won't see it on the programme, but nearly. Sorry, continue.
Okay, yeah. So obviously the moon is a really ambitious target. I think we can get there, but really space tourism would start closer to Earth. We can do it in Earth orbit, and it's going to require us developing a lot of the hardware and activities to get us there safely first. So there's a lot of stepping stones that we can take, but the moon is a great aspiration.
But I mean, tourism doesn't sound like. I mean, it sounds like interesting, fine, commercial. If you can make money out of it, fine. But it doesn't sound as as noble ambition as pure science, which is kind of what most of the space activities seem to have been so far.
Yeah, exactly, and these go hand in hand. I think a lot of them, they might have different objectives. So space tourism is really an extension of the existing tourism market, but in the process of doing both tourism and exploration, you'll be developing processes and hardware and mission operations that both support each other.
Oh no, I think that. Well, that's a simulation, I should say, before we get too excited about that. I did get rather excited about that.
Yeah.
So 10 minutes to go on this. But you think that there's sort of further sort of economic opportunities like mining and things?
Yeah,
seriously?
Seriously, yeah. I think obviously, ultimately, in the long run, Earth has a finite set of resources, and it's partly about survival, but also it's about our human nature to thrive as well. And I think exploring space and being able to utilize the multiple plentiful resources in space could and will help life on Earth as well as our future presence in space. But there are stepping stones to take to do that.
A few steps yet. Before we're sort of building factories on the moon or even holiday resorts. Thanks very much to Simon Feast for that. And that is all from us tonight. We didn't quite make it to the moon, but that's going to happen in about 10 minutes. I'll be back tomorrow. Till then, good night.